Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Referral Exchange Networking's Business Success Fertilizer application. We know that it isn't always easy to compete with companies that are bigger than you, that have greater resources. However, you have one advantage. You can always be smarter than they are. No one can tell you how much you can learn and how much of an asset you can be. That's why education is critical for small businesses, and that's why at Referral Exchange, we strive to make you just a little smarter every week. So let's get right to it. In 1978, a teenager moved with his family from the big city of Chicago to a small rural farming community in Oklahoma. As if leaving his friends and his school behind weren't bad enough, imagine his surprise when he learned that the small Midwestern town where he now lived had made dancing and rock and roll music illegal. If this sounds familiar, that's because it's actually the storyline of the 1984 movie Footloose, which introduced most of us to a young Kevin Bacon. Although Kevin's gone on to have roles in numerous other films, I think Footloose remains the role that he's most associated with. Interestingly, there's something else that Mr. Bacon is linked to. In a 1994 interview with Premiere magazine, he mentioned that he had, quote, worked with everybody in Hollywood or someone who's worked with them. Eventually, this innocent anecdote morphed into what is now known as the game 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Although now associated with him, the concept of 6 degrees of separation was first set out in a 1929 short story where a group of people play a game trying to connect any person in the world to themselves by a chain of 5 others. The idea is based on the average social distance being logarithmic, based on population size. It works like this. Assume that you know 50 people, and these 50 people know 50 others that you don't, and so on. Based on logarithmic analysis, the math says that in 6 steps, you would be connected with 50 to the 6th power, or 14.62 billion people. Now, this is where networking becomes so valuable. The old adage, it's not what you know, it's who you know, may not be entirely accurate, but it is true that meeting the right people and making the right connections can be extremely advantageous. All of this is to say, are we using the connections that we have to our best advantage? Networking isn't about selling to or working with people we know. It's about selling to or working with people we don't know. Each one of us, when we figure in friends, family, business associates, etc., probably know at least 50 people. However, to make the 6 degrees concept work, we need to really know them. Rather than keeping these 50 people as simple acquaintances, we need to step beyond our comfort zone a bit and reach out to these colleagues and casual connections and get to know them better. It's difficult to ask someone you really don't know to connect you with someone, but once you get to know them better, the request comes across more naturally. The call to action that comes out of this is actually threefold. First, get to know your fellow networking members better. Not only those in your immediate vicinity, but those further out. Second, be bold and reach out to more casual connections and ask them to meet either for coffee or a Zoom. Tell them you want to know about them, what they do, and how you can help them. Don't ask for anything for yourself. Simply express interest in them and offer to help. And finally, ask your fellow networking members to connect you with people they know and to find out who it is they know. That's right. You have to get to know them first. Robert Fritz, American author, management consultant, composer, and filmmaker said, quote, if you limit your choices only to what seems possible or reasonable, you disconnect yourself from what you truly want. and all that's left is a compromise. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you got something out of it. If you'd like to talk about anything you just heard, or you'd like to know about how you can grow your business by joining a referral exchange networking chapter, or even how to start your own chapter, reach out to me at raustin@referralexchangenetworking.com. That's exchange with an X. And if you'd like to be notified whenever we post another educational video, subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner of this video. All right, well, that's it for this week. I hope you got something out of it, and by all means, reach out to me and let's connect. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next week. Bye.